ICG stands for Intermediate Capital Group. We are an asset manager, and we're specifically in one would call an alternative asset manager, and that's where we effectively act like a bank to lend money to private companies, usually mid-sized companies, and we do that all over the world. What you've seen in Australia, not just in Australia, but also around the world, is that banks have been pulling back, not lending as much as they have been in the past. And that's really been driven by change in regulations around the world, which makes it effectively harder for banks to do as much lending as they used to. So effectively, it's created a bit of slack in the market, or unmet demand by companies who need finance to help them grow. And so institutional lenders like ICG are stepping into that gap and providing finance. It took some time. It's a newer asset class. Like I said, this is a space where the banks effectively completely dominated the big four banks in Australia. So it wasn't something that was actually even on offer to our investor base, which is largely the super funds. And so it was something new, that there was an education process that had to go on there, and also us proving to the investors that we could actually do it. So that takes time. But we've gotten there now, and the fund is off the ground. It's going well. You know, one of the great things about ICG is we do have our own balance sheet, so our own capital, and we have a history of using our own capital to help get new strategies off the ground and prove them up, and also show investors that we can actually do it and do it well. We chose Perpetual to help because it was a known name, not only to us, but also to our clients. Obviously, when you make decisions like this, you survey the market to see who's out there. And there's a range of things that come into that decision. Everyone always thinks it's fees, but actually that's not necessarily the driving decision. Really what stood out for us is the professionalism of Perpetual itself, and also the brand the brand name projected that. And that's been our experience. Perpetual has delivered a very professional service to us. That's what's expected by the market. So Perpetual delivered on their expectations in a number of ways. I would say advice to us as we were setting up the fund, how we then administer that fund, and then also, I guess probably most importantly, when there are issues to be dealt with, guidance on how to deal with those issues, and also just getting in and getting their hands dirty to help solve those issues. So that's been extremely helpful to us, because anytime you do something new, there's always a learning period. And so there's invariably going to be things that don't go as you expected. So having someone that has experience to help you through that is really important. Yeah, so the big picture attraction to the Australian market for ICG is it's a very well established economy. It's a growing economy. There's rule of law, and when you're a debt investor or providing loans effectively to companies, you need rule of law in terms of making those investments and knowing that if things don't go as you expect, there's a clear process to work those things out. So I would say the experience ICG has had over the past 12 to 13 years in the Australian market has been very good. We've grown our presence here, and we would expect that to continue.